The next topic by Dr.
Ganesh Kumar.
Good afternoon, Chair. Thank you, Srinivas Kumar. I will continue my talk from where Raghu has left, and I will limit my talk to the antegrade approach of re-entry from a subintimal tract to an intimal tract, because subsequently Kirti is going to show the retrograde approach, and I'm sure he's going to cover that portion of entering from subintimal to intimal from retrograde approach. While all of us aim when we do a CTO to do an intimal to intimal tracking, we don't want to go subintimal as a primary option to do the CTOs. So this is what all of us actually aim, and it should be an antegrade approach. This is our aim. But many a times we do not have good retrograde channel, so we are forced to do an antegrade approach, and then we need to be really sure how to do come back from a subintimal tract to a true lumen. This is perhaps the most difficult and an important thing when we are doing an antegrade approach of a CTO, how to enter from a subintimal tract to an intimal tract. What are the various methods of doing it? Well, the first and most commonly practiced by me as well as most of my colleagues is the parallel wire technique, with or without the IVUS guidance. Many a times we want to use an IVUS, but we are not able to use it because there is no side branch to park your IVUS catheter, but whenever it is feasible, we do it. And if 1 and 2 fail, or if we are not able to do that, we go to a dissection and re-entrant techniques. Now, in dissection and re-entrant techniques, we have a catheter which actually helps us to dissect from intima to intima and go in, that is the cross-boss catheter. Or if you're already in the subintimal space, there are techniques like star technique, a contrast-guided star technique, last technique, and the use of a stingray balloon. So I will briefly touch into these techniques. What is a parallel wire technique? When we are using a CTO wire, and we know that we are not going forward and we are in the subintimal tract, we generally leave that wire there to occlude the passage and take a second wire and go from intima to intima. That's the objective of a parallel wire technique. Is one of the examples, 60 years old diabetic, proximal LED, I couldn't go in with the first primary wire, so left the wire there, took another wire, and managed to enter into the true to true lumen. So this is a typical parallel wire technique that most of us engage in when we are going through an antegrade approach. What is the use of IVUS? IVUS can be used predominantly in cases where there is a side branch to park. Generally, we don't want to use an IVUS when the side branch is not favorable, because IVUS has a risk of perforation and other complications. So an example I would like to show how we rely on IVUS to enter from a true lumen, false lumen to true lumen. Use of color Doppler, that is the Volcano IVUS is a good method to guide our entry from a false lumen to true lumen. There is a minor risk of perforation when we try to when there are side branches are not there. This is an example where we managed to cross the proximal cap of the CTO from the LED. The wire in the diagonal was in the true lumen, but my wire in the LED was in the false lumen. So if you see this image at 1 o'clock position, my wire is in the subintimal tract and my color flow is in the true lumen, that's the LED. So throughout my wire is in the subintimal tract, my IVUS is in the diagonal. So what I do is I leave my IVUS there, pull out my wire, and with the help of this color, I would go into my true lumen, and this is what I have done. So I remove it from the subintimal tract and I confirm that I am in the true lumen. So this is one of the methods of using a parallel wire technique with the help of IVUS and go into the true lumen. Another example, proximal mid CTO done with a star technique, and then we were not sure whether if you see the distal LED, the thin fine thing above is actually the true lumen. That's what we had identified on an IVUS. Had I put a stent in the distal RCA here, I would have closed the artery. So how did my IVUS help here? What did the IVUS show? When I took my IVUS catheter into the distal RCA, the slit which you see from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock position is actually the true lumen. and my IVUS is in the false lumen. So I keep my IVUS there and I go into the fine passage which is there on the top of the distal RCA, and that's how I enter into the true lumen. So we need to use the IVUS at times when we are not sure where our wire is. And then it is wired and a stent is put in the distal RCA to finish the case. So this is how we end up using IVUS in many a times as an adjunct to a parallel wire technique. Then what is a star technique? When you're already in the subintimal track, most of the times we fail to use a parallel wire technique also. Rarely we use it as an intention to treat it. It was described by Antonio Colombo to give a hydrophilic wire or a coated wire an umbrella shape at the tip. Generally we use a whisper. I use a Fielder FC wire to give a shape like this. Take a support of a fine cross catheter. We used to use an over the wire balloons, but the fine cross catheters are better to give a better support. This is an example which I will show you. I think this was a case which last year I did it in NIC as a live case. Mid RCA short CTO. This is a Conquest Pro wire which I am in the subintimal track, and I couldn't do a parallel wire technique also in this case. And then I use a star technique in this. That's a loop I form, and I go from a true to false to a true lumen. This is a typical beautiful example of a star technique, and I enter into the true lumen, and then the case can be completed by changing over to a routine wire through the fine cross. So that's a typical example of a star technique. So star technique is basically more convenient to use when the path is smoother and straighter in arteries like RCA and at times circumflex, and generally they are less successful in LAD CTOs. That's what we have seen. It can be used as a primary option in some of the cases where you're sure to get it in a shorter CTOs. This is a similar example of a star technique, but instead of using a J-shaped wire, this was described by Carlino. I do not use this technique, where a catheter like a fine cross, while you are injecting the dye, you can advance it like a star technique from a false lumen. By injecting a dye, you can come into the true lumen. I have no experience in this, but it's a technique that has been described. Other than this, limited antegrade subintimal tracking is what I practice, especially in LAD CTOs, where it's supposed to be more successful. This is one of the textbook pictures where the Confianza Fro failed to cross a ramus intermediate lesion, was changed to a Fielder XT. A loop couldn't exit into the true lumen, and then it was left there and again was shifted to a Confianza Pro 12, and it was penetrated at the distal cap of the false lumen. What I mean to say is it's a combination of a star technique, limited jab, remove the J-shaped wire, take a stiff wire and penetrate at the site where you are not able to force your way. This is my example of one of the limited star technique, where in an LAD I failed with a parallel wire technique. There are two wires, the second wire with a fine cross, and I'm having my Fielder FC wire there, and I use a limited star, and then I change it to a Conquest Pro, and then I managed to enter into the into the distal LAD. So this is a good technique to use a limited star in long CTOs, where if you continue with a star technique, you might end up going nowhere. A little bit about cross-boss catheter. It's still to be approved in India, but it's a technique where it's a blunt a catheter which we need to spin it rapidly rather than pushing it, and find from a true to true passage. Many a times, almost 50 to 60% of the times, you are able to do it. In case if you are not able to do it, if it stays in the subintimal passage, then you can use a Stingray balloon. Now what's a Stingray balloon? The Stingray balloon is a balloon where there is an end hole and a side hole. Once you take your balloon into the subintimal track, you can, from the hole in the balloon, come up with a Stingray wire, which is a stiff wire, and enter into the true passage. This is an example where a Stingray balloon was used, parked in the subintimal passage, inflated, and then a pictorial diagram how it looks like. So the Stingray balloon is in the subintimal passage, and you actually penetrate into the true lumen with a Stingray wire, and then you can exchange it for a routine wire. An example of that, the balloon, Stingray balloon is inflated in the subintimal passage, and you need to align your fluoroscopy in a way where you see the two markers like this. There's a beautiful animation that is available on Boston Scientific website. If those who are interested can go through it and see that animation. It's a very good animation. So what's my approach? I generally use a parallel wire technique with an additional help of IVUS whenever I can use it as my first choice. Rarely I use star technique as a first choice, because at times the restenosis rates can be there when you do a long subintimal passage. Last technique I use more often in long CTOs in LAD. Stingray and Crossboss are yet to be approved in India, so we are all waiting for that. Thank you very much.